Oh, it's raining. Fuck off! This rain. Uh, it's drawing the race, and in the sprint race. Oh, we got brakes. Oh, well, that's an invalidation.
Drift now. Let's cut the corners.
Oh, he's gone purple middle sector.
Oh, okay, there goes the rear end. And there goes my lap.
And across the line.
There goes my lap.
143.1. What a lap.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
Engine off, engine off.
Oh, I would have pole by 16 seconds.
So you just got the circuit, didn't you?
I mean, I went wide at turn 1.
Yeah.
So I was like, eh.
Yeah.
I'll just have a bit of fun then.
Yeah, why not? What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. As you saw then, we are here for another round of the Redline Racing League, the F2 League to be precise. We're here for round number 5 here at the French Grand Prix. As you would have seen earlier on, qualifying definitely did not go to plan, considering it was a full wet one-shot lap qualifying part anyway, and in the end I pretty much just decided to just bin the car anyway, because I mean there was no point when I just invalidated my lap time and it was going to be nowhere anyway. So here we go for the formation lap.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Thank you, Jeff, as always. Now, obviously, if you've seen the last video, which, by the way, if you haven't already seen it, go check it out. But, of course, it was the highlights package from way back when at Azerbaijan. It was like a couple of rounds ago, I think it was. What was that, like 3 rounds ago, actually. But, yeah, go check it out. But, obviously, silly me, I thought I was actually recording that race, if you'd already read my description, as we go for a little spin off into the infield. Yeah, off to a fantastic start, and there's only the formation lap, so great work there. But yeah, if you would have seen that, and again we go for a spin again. So really going well at the moment here. But yeah, I thought I recorded the full both feature races and the sprint races, but in the end I didn't have any recorded footage for that, so I only had the highlights. So that's all you got. So here we go. We're all set for round 5 here at the French Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Very long hole, but let's do it around the Paul Ricard circuit and go absolutely nowhere off the line here as exit owner gets very sideways off the start line there. It's very tricky to get these cars off the line here. I'll maybe try and explain it a bit longer here, but I think we're going nearly too wide, nearly 3 wide actually, because Alan Hugo is actually around the other, well, inside has turned to the outside line there, and in the end, well, I lost a couple of spots back to where we started, pretty much in position 6. So, yeah, we're just sitting in behind here, both Alan Hugo and Donor. So we try to go to the inside there, but no can do it. Hugo goes for a big move up the inside. Nearly pulls it off, actually, on Donor there, but yeah, they go side by side, literally pushing each other wide, and Alan's using every single bit of track limits there, as you do. But, yeah, obviously, I've missed, obviously, the first couple of rounds here, as, oh, gee, these two are still going at it here for the positions. We go up the inside here into turn 9. Trying to get on the power as best we can, but he manages to get away with it, and obviously it gets the better drive out of there. But we come back a little bit here, maybe try and go for a move up the inside of turn 10. At least we shift ourselves back down a gear, obviously, and he's also on the soft tyres as well. So that's sort of the beauty with this, is he goes very wide going through turn 11 there, but and we just run wide ourselves there. So the beauty of these cars are you can start pretty much on whatever tyre you want, no matter what happens. Well, we've decided to basically start on the hards. As he goes for a little spin there, does Alan Hugo. Nearly takes out his teammate of Frizy behind. So that would have been a bit awkward between those two. But and actually, you probably obviously heard earlier, I had Frizy in the party chat. So, and obviously decided not to record the party chat after that. We'll just basically show you the one lap, well, the so-called one lap it was, which was rubbish. But anyway. Yeah, it is what it is, really. But so anyway, we're trying to get going again. As Donor actually goes for a spin there, coming out of turn 9 as well. So
green flag. We're racing
I think
again.
he's actually. I know he might have got front wing damage from this actually. Too long ago to say the least. But if you didn't see already, Deathbro had started on pole, obviously, and I think there was only 3 or 4 guys that actually qualified. Now this league, I haven't mentioned as well, this league takes place on the Saturday afternoons at 2:30 p.m. So, I mean, it's only, so you get say relatively new at this stage, it was anyway, so a lot of stuff has like carried on, well not carried on, but what's the best way to put it? It was, we're well and truly into the season. For this category, especially as we have a look.
Currently, the fastest lap is a 1 minute 46.9.
We're just getting a fastest lap overall, I think it was. But you can see, I think we're about 3 seconds off the pace, so not ideal overall here. But yeah, oh, that's what I was going to say as well. But coming into this round, I had basically no practice at all here, so don't ask where I was going there. Might have been just going off to the next circuit there, but yeah, I had basically 0 practice for this round here at the French Grand Prix. So I just basically picked the setup from the setups that you usually do. So I think I went for what did I go for? More drag setup, I think. Seeing as the French Grand Prix, there's not too many corners around here. I think it's majority straights around here anyway. But start on lap 6. Deathbro's now come into the pit lane, so he started on the soft compounded tyres there as we get a second, I think, yeah, second track limits warning there. Well, you see in a second because we actually get our third, and that's our first 3-second time penalty of the race. So, yeah, there you go. There's something new anyway, but
We've been awarded a time penalty.
You can get away with.
Stop to go. 1 stop left in this strategy. You have 4 laps till your pit window opens.
Just getting an update there from Jeff when to come in here. But you can see we're now just basically trying to get some miles in.
Okay, gap ahead is 7.7 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 48.7. We're slower by 9/10 a lap. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Okay, that's in front. What about Donor behind?
Our gap behind is 7.9 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:49.3. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Okay, so that's pretty much majority of us that have got all 3-second time penalties as we come to lap 8.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Getting a strategy change already to
We're approaching the
I think
pit
it's
window.
basically
You'll be on the softs. Copy.
basically the same lap as what it was before as we get our second time time penalty of the race as BRL Jarrett has now come into the pit lane to serve his one and only pit stop, obviously. So we're just continuing on our merry ways. Here's lap 9 and set another personal best lap time, and basically this was just sort of to get a little bit of miles, maybe to have maybe a bit more of a crack come the sprint race, which is the next race.
In this lap,
which I'm going to be showing both the feature race and the sprint race. And Jarrett is absolutely flying at the moment on the hard compound tyres. He's 3 seconds quicker than what I am on my quickest hard lap tyre race, but my quickest harder tyre lap. I think that made that sense. If that did or not, if that didn't, I apologise. But it's yeah, my quickest lap time on the hard compounded tyres. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, we just run a little bit too wide there, and to be honest, I was just going to let Jarrett through anyway, considering we're not in his race. He's well and truly dominating here at the moment here. So we're going to be pitting at the end of this lap. Just confirming it to Jeff. And one of the first things, first times actually, I think I've tried this new pit lane entry since they obviously made the change for, well, obviously 2019 real life French Grand Prix, since it got changed from where it was just coming onto the front straight here. Again, 46.7 now for BRL Jarrett, as here's our pit bay. The F2 pit stops are a little bit different compared to the normal Formula 1 pit stops. So 4 tyres are on, away we go. So a nice stop from the Uni Virtuoso car, the Uni Virtuoso boys. Obviously, if you haven't worked out, I'm in the Uni Virtuoso car. Basically, I picked this car because I thought, why not? Something a bit different. I've nearly driven majority of all the different F2 cars. Not all of them, I will say, but majority of them anyway. So I thought I'd decide to go with Luca Giotta.
Gap to car in front is 4.3 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 5 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 46.8. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Just an update there. I think I was on Alan Hugo. What about behind?
Gap to the car behind is 16.5 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 2 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:45.9. They have a time penalty of 6.0.
Okay, so penalties a little bit around, I think it was, but anyway, what I was basically trying to say was I'm driving Luca Giotto's car, Uni Virtuoso car, because his and Guan Yu Zhou's cars are a little bit different. I think obviously Guan Yu Zhou just got the normal yellow and black scheme. Obviously, it has a little bit to do with his affiliation with the Renault F1 team, I think it is, and Luca Giotto's got the yellow, black with a little bit of blue up the top. I think that's how they distinguish both the car, or actually a bit of blue on the rear wing, as you saw there. But anyway, this is actually my fastest lap of the Grand of this the feature race. Let me get my words straight. But there was a yellow flag ahead. I can't actually remember who that was for. It might have been Death Row. I don't actually know, but. You might have seen on the screen who that dot was, and may have had maybe if they had the yellow flags out, you would have probably seen it here. But we're definitely improving on our lap time here at the moment. Whether we can get anywhere near, I think it's Jarrett's got the fastest lap currently at this stage. So it's just taking a very nice wide line here through turn 12. I'll get my track facts right here. France, I haven't driven France much on this game, as you can tell, and especially with league racing. So, I did a bit of it on F1 2018. It's a little bit different on F1 2019 as we round the final corner onto the front straight here. Slowly but surely gaining on Alan Hugo a little bit. We set a 46.337 as, well, you'll be able to see what this go is because I think Mitchie joined the party because he was joining late. To this race, so he missed. Obviously, he's going to be missing out the first race. But obviously, if he gets gets into the lobby in time, he should be able to make it for the sprint race. So that was basically what I was doing. So I basically just give it up at 4th place at that stage. So I mean, it was probably unlikely I was going to catch Mr. Hugo in front. But yeah, anyway, not much happened anyway in the last couple of laps. So. We're going to come across the line here in the feature race, as I think BRL Jarrett's taking the victory. Come across the line in P5, so pretty much the field was pretty well spread out, I think, towards the end of this race. So there's your podium. So it was BRL Jarrett ahead of, I think it was Exodona. No, sorry, not Exodona. Exodona was behind me. Might have been X-Dill, actually. We'll have a quick check of the results here because it's pretty easy. Jared ahead of Dill and Deathbro on the podium. And then Hugo, myself, Dona, Frizy, and Woody Lizard running at you. All right, but let's get on to the second race, which is basically on to the sprint race, which basically is a no-stop. Pretty much starting on the harder compounded tyres for this one, and the top 8 gets reversed. So whoever obviously whoever won the race, which was BRL Jared, he goes back to P8, and Woody Lizard goes from P8 to P1. It's set off on formation lap.
Any technical issues coming off the practice start? Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down.
Thank you, Jeff, again as always. But yeah, basically it's basically a switch around all position. We only gained like a spot, I think, compared to the last one. But here we go for the sprint race. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Paul Ricard for a second time. And it was a decent start, actually, compared to the front 2 in front there, which, of course, Frizy and Woody Lizard. I think Dona was trying to go up the outside up the inside, but we go, as he actually goes up the inside of Woody Lizard, there's a little bit of sideways movement. There's been a contact between Dona and Woody Lizard. Go for a spin, and actually he's now out of the Grand Prix, which brings out a virtual safety car.
Reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta.
So don't actually know what happened to him there, whether that was someone else that maybe made contact with him or what, but yeah, don't actually know. But it's a bit unfortunate for Woody Lizard, who started on the pole. But you saw that BRL Jared was right on the back of me there, as he and X-Dill, I think, are battling away here for P4 in this race, but it won't be too long before he catches up to me, as Woody now leaves the session. See, not racing in the race any longer, but Exodona takes the lead away from Frizy. So we try to have a little look up the inside here into turn 11. He runs a little bit wide. Have a think about it, but not quite close enough in the end there. But anyway, into the final quarter coming towards lap 1. You can see Jared's right up our rear end here. He's nearly right into our gearbox there for a second, is Jared. But I think maybe someone came into the lane there. It might have been Deathbro, possibly got front wing damage. I don't actually know, but we're going to make a move on Frizy into turn 1, maybe? No, not quite. We're not fully up the inside there, but we're trying the over and under treatment here as we get the better run up the inside there through turn 2. And we get up into position 2, but for how long? Probably won't be too long, as we go very deep into turn 3 and basically have to cut across there. Doing it the usual way. Probably wasn't the ideal line, but anyway, we lose a spot to Jared, back and lose a spot to Frizy, and also to Alan Hugo. Squeezes up the inside there through turn 6 and 7 there, and gets that move done. So we're now back into P5, but it's not over yet, because it felt like it was still possibly, gets a decent-ish points, obviously. It's Hugo and Frizy going side by side. They're both in the Carlin entries. So these guys obviously won't want to tangle too much, and obviously Frizy, I mentioned before, was also in the party chat with me, and also Mitchie, who, like I said, did join for this race, I think, from memory. So we had one extra on the grid, so I think he started from position 9 in his Trident car, as Hugo and Frizy still battling away here. As he has a look up the inside, has a little bit of brake lock up there for Mr. Hugo, but manages to get away with it there. As coming through the final corner, he has a look up the inside, and Frizy goes very deep as he tried everything he did to keep the position in the final corner, but we get the much better run coming out of there and move up into position 4 there. So now we can try and tag on to the back here of Alan Hugo, as Jared's literally just pulled away here, as we have a little bit of a lock up there going in very, very deep there. What wasn't the greatest line overall. Frizy tried to have a look up the inside. He might actually do so going into to turn 3. Leave the door ajar there for him to have a look, but no can do in the end. So now on lap 3, obviously DRS has now been enabled, as Frizy had a little look up the inside as well to turn 5, but again, not quite close enough in the end here, as we run it very wide there coming through turn 10, which is quite easily doable around there. So just trying to keep in touch here with Alan Hugo in front there, but obviously I think it was the first track limits warning there, as we run very wide coming through turn 14, which constitutes second track limits warning there. So as we kept on to lap 4 here. We started to lose a bit of momentum, well, time in behind, in front of. I'll get right in a second as we get our first time penalty of the race, but we lost momentum, and obviously you can see the gap.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.0 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 3 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 47.4, falling back by around 1.2 seconds a lap.
Okay, so he's got 0 time penalties at the moment. Just always want to keep in checking to see what the time penalty situation is, but we sort of improved our lap time, I think, on lap 5, I think it was. It might have been a 47. I think Ramirez Alan Hugo actually goes for a spin coming out of turn 6, so he's pretty much just bubbled a 3rd place there.
Gap ahead is 6.1 seconds. They're on fresh hards. Their tyres are 4 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:46.4. You're dropping back by around 1.4 seconds.
You can see the gaps in front there. We're way behind as Jared sits like a 46.4 fastest lap of the race, and he's starting to close in here on Exodona, who's his current racer at the moment. But it wouldn't be too long before Alan Hugo just come back at us here as we set another personal best lap time. Just getting into the rhythm a bit more here. So I'm pretty sure he's a 47 anyway. So and lap 8, that was actually. Another personal best of a 47.399.
Tyres for a while. The wear doesn't seem too bad at the moment. Just take care when you load them up.
Just sort of taking a bit of extra care here and just making sure I had enough.
Behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap.
That wasn't going to help things as we run very wide there and actually get a corner cut warning there. So that was not ideal considering Alan Hugo's now back up into 4th place. And he was starting to chase after us here, so we just got to try get as far ahead as we can and make sure we can, because probably more than likely we get another time penalty. So, well, possibly at this rate, considering he had 0 time penalties, I'm thinking I'm probably going to fall behind him towards the end of the race. But yeah, not too much happened, as you can tell. We're skipping ahead to lap 10, had a little bit of a moment as Death Bro, I think, may have come in and put on the soft tyres. I think he and Dill may have had a bit of fun there trying to get the fastest lap of the race, which constitutes, I think, a couple of points, bonus points. So that may come into fruition, well, for the championship possibly. But you see the final lap here. I'm doing everything I can to make sure Mr. Hugo behind is not trying to get a move here into turn 8 and 9, but make sure we're giving enough room there, only just, but he manages to get the move done. We try to come back at him here, coming down this back straight into turn 10, but I think he may have the momentum, maybe just enough to get that 3rd place. And well, pretty much we're going to have this, I think, sitting behind here, giving it an absolute all here. Into turn 11 we go here. So he just runs a little bit wide, just literally just giving absolute all, but I think he's going to manage to hang on to P3 unless something major happens through here. Jared takes another race victory. So it's pretty much back-to-back race victories for him, and I think he'll take the round overall on us because in F2 it's a little bit different, but Alan Hugo will come home in P3, we'll come home in P4. Probably wouldn't matter too much on track, maybe with the penalties, but Dill was actually retired from the race on the final lap, so I don't know exactly what happened to him there in the end, but there's the podium, so pretty much the same top 2, except this time for 3rd place is Alan Hugo. So, yeah, I mean, not much changed overall there. So we'll have a look at the final race results in a moment once those lads are having their podium celebrations there. Rank up to rank 28, I think this is. So there it is. There's your final race results. So BRL Jared takes the race victory, and I think we'll take the round against Exodona and Alan Hugo. Myself in P4, Frizy in 5th, Mitchie, I think 6th. It was there, but you would have all seen the results there. But there's the overall results for the weekend. I think Jared gets the weekend results ahead of Death Bro, Alan Hugo, Dona, Dill, myself, Frizy, Woody Lizard, and Mitchie rounding out the 9 there. Oh, there's the overall results there anyway. But there's what the point standings look like. I think it's Benny that's leading the way excuse me, over X Still. Death Row is in third ahead of Penske. Jarrett, Donor, where are we currently? Yeah, I think we're like, well, P10 actually. So there you go. So, yeah, overall, not too bad. And things anyway. But anyway, I'll leave you now with the highlights. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more RRL footage on F1 2019, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description. But until the next one, which is... I don't even know what the next one is after France. It might be... what is the next one? I don't actually know. So basically, I don't actually know. So might be Austria actually. I don't know. Yeah, it might be Austria. So until then, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.